So today I'm going to be doing another university related video, but this one is going to be on hauls and what I thought were the best and worst bits of hauls. It's just going to be not really like advice or anything, just literally how I found hauls and like what happened during my year in them. I'm going to start off with the worst just so that we end on a high. So the first one is food and kitchen bits getting stolen. It does happen. You will get some piece of food stolen, eaten, smashed, whatever. The flat was so good, like we didn't take each other's food unless we asked if we could borrow like an onion or something like that. That's a bit different. None of our food was ever stolen. There was one incident where I was away, I wasn't in the city where I am for uni. I was somewhere else and they had a lot of people over and obviously they were drunk, going out, whatever. Opened up the fridge and they saw my eggs and they decided to smash my eggs on the floor. They then went into my cupboard because my cupboard was in a different place. They smashed my kiwis against the ceiling, like really random, and now looking back at it, like it was kiwis and eggs and maybe some orange juice. They drank some of my orange juice and that was that. But at the time I was so angry when I got back because I was like, because when you're like holding out for 3 days before you could do that dreaded food shop, you want your eggs and kiwis to last, and that was like 2 days worth of eggs and kiwis gone. It was sad. Also, utensils and cutlery, things like kitchen bits, go missing. We were convinced that the cleaners stole ours because it's not even like we nicked other people's. If we nicked other people's, you just wash up their stuff and that was that. It would still be in the kitchen. I think I lost 2 big plates and 1 little plate and I've lost a load of cutlery. It was just really weird, like we don't even know where it went, but it will go missing. So don't buy expensive stuff and don't, you know, have an attachment with your kitchen utensils. Laundry room was another thing. I was lucky enough that the laundry room was actually at the bottom of my building so that I didn't have to go outside or like go that far to put washing on. However, it never happened to me, but it did happen to a couple of people in my flat. People, you wash clothes and then you have to move it to the dryer. So you put a timer on your phone, you have an alarm, whatever, so you go down and move your clothes. If people were down there at the time your washing would finish, they would take out your washing and put it in a dryer or literally just leave it on top of the washing machine. Like, they would be exposing all your knickers, all your underwear, all your clothes, everything, and they've touched that. Like, it's just really weird. Like, why would you do that? Just leave it. Like, just wait. And I know it's annoying when clothes might have been in there for a while, whatever, but please don't touch my clothes. It's weird. A massive one about hauls, which was not great, was that the noise. Like, noise was constant. It was never ending. There would always be someone screaming, always be banging somewhere. There would that sounds gross. There was like constantly, probably about 4 times a week, I would wake up at 1:30, 2 a.m, no doubt, and then again at 4 a.m. because I always remember, because I always used to wake up at 4 a.m. and be able to text Dom because it like crossed with the time zones of Australia. So I always used to text him, he'd be like, why are you awake at 4 a.m? But people would come back and you just hear them scream, smash bottles, everything, come back from nights out, go out on nights out, like you just hear it all. And also, when I say you hear everything, you hear everything. Everyone says it, but you will hear someone have sex at uni, no doubt about it. Whether that's someone next door, someone in your flat, someone on the floor above, whatever. You'll be sent videos of people lying in bed, like in the pitch black with just the noises that they can hear. It's interesting. It's an experience. You just have to kind of get over that. I mean, I bonded with the guy above me. Don't have a clue who he was, or his name, what he looked like. I only knew he was a guy by the sound of how he weed, but I could hear him wee every night before he went to bed. So yeah, just make sure you're aware of the noises that kind of you make. You are put into a scenario where you are just put into a flat with 10 people, whether you are going to like them or not. I liked everyone in my flat, and honestly I did. Whether I got on with them all, it's inevitable that you're not going to get on with some people. Not get on, I was not horrible to anyone. I didn't like fall out as such or anything, but you just like, I wasn't interested in some people, like they weren't interested in me, so we just didn't speak as much as what you do with like your closer friends in the flat, and that's fine. Like, that's how it's going to be. You have a lot of opinions in the flat, and people will just express their opinions, as you should. If people know me, you know I'm a firm believer in just saying how it is, like, and expressing your opinion. Everyone has an opinion, they're allowed to say it. And we even fell out about that. Like, people are like, don't say it, like, just because you don't like my opinion doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just, you don't like it, that's life, get over it. And we'd have discussions all the time, because you're in there for hours at a time. We'd sit there, have dinner, and it'd be 4 hours later, 2 a.m. in the morning, and be like, oh, we should probably go to bed, but we've just been chatting. And yeah, discussions get heated. Like, we never ever properly fell out in our flat, ever. None of us did. We had little arguments and tiffs, which you do. You learn to dig at people, you learn what banter they can take, what not to say to people. You're obviously going to cross paths where people, you give banter to someone and they just don't like that banter, or a dig at someone, they just don't like the way you digged at them. So, and they'll say that, and that's fine. So yeah, so don't expect to get on with everyone, because that's not going to happen. Food shopping, like, you don't realise how annoying food shopping is until you actually have to do it every week yourself. At the start, it's so cool because you have all this freedom, and you're like, let me get 4 packs of rich teas and some of my favourite cereals and loads of frozen pizzas, because you just have this freedom of buying whatever you want. You don't have your mum being like, oh, but shouldn't you eat that kind of vegetable? But just getting up and going out and doing food shopping is a task in itself. Like, you don't have a car, you don't have anyone to drop you there, you don't have like a lift or anything, you walk there. Luckily, I mean, I had a corner shop, but I'm not going to buy all my weekly shopping cart because that's expensive. So I went to Lidl in the town, and it was about a 20-minute walk there. I did my food shopping and had to lug it all back. Lugging it all back was a task. I used to go with people so that like we could share carrying stuff, and so when people nick your food, like, it's just doubly annoying because you don't then have food, so you have to do food shopping, which you also don't like. Anger is somehow always related around food. One thing that really pissed me off at my uni, this won't be at everyone's uni, but we had a maintenance man. Now, if you had a problem in your room, in your kitchen, you'd email them reporting it, and they'd just turn up. Like, they wouldn't tell you when they were turning up, they'd just turn up. And our lovely maintenance man, don't get me wrong, he was so nice, he was so funny. Throughout banter, whatever, he was hilarious. He used to sing to us in the mornings, but he would come at literally 8 a.m, open the door, you'd hear the door slam, and he'd just be like, maintenance, banging on the door, and we were like, for fuck's sake. And so then you'd have to sit in your bed whilst the man did maintenance in your room. I never had anything wrong with my room, apart from 3 weeks to go at the end of uni before I was moving out of halls, and my lights went in my room. Like, I had no lights. So I just used a desk lamp that I bought from Wilkinson's and the one that was on my wall to light up my whole room, just because I didn't want to email him so he didn't come early. Another thing is that kitchens will be a state. Whether it's the morning after pre-drinks and the floor is sticky, at the table sticky, there's shot glasses stuck to the table, there's alcohol spilt everywhere, there's glasses smashed, or literally just over a weekend where we're doing work, mess in the kitchen. Dishes were the worst. Like, we had a hefty pile all year round. It never seemed to go. A lot of my flat will say that was me, just because they felt like at one point, I mean, I did have a lot of dishes on the side, but after that I made sure that I did my dishes, but they'd still always just put the blame on me, and I'd take it because, you know, I'm just a good person. But yeah, dishes are annoying. Got to the point where I was eating off, you know, kitchen towel because I didn't want to wash dishes. You do weird stuff at uni. Also, room in the fridge and freezer, holy shit. You have the tiniest space, and it's so frustrating. You will struggle to get a cupboard. So whenever your moving day is, make sure you move in on the first day at the earliest time so that you can bagsy the best cupboard and the best freezer drawer and the best fridge space, because my freezer drawer didn't even have a bloody drawer or anything. It was all cracked off, like whatever. Now moving on to the good bits. Not that those were even bad, just like, it's just stuff that happens. Meeting new people, meeting new friends. I met the best people in halls. Like, the closest people that I am at uni, bar my 3 really close friends on my uni course, are people from halls, just because you're constantly around them and you're always with them. people in your flat you get really close to, other people in the same building, different buildings, you just meet people via other people, because this person went to high school with this person who's in this flat, and this person's on this course with this person. So you do meet people. And when people ask me about uni, the one thing they are always scared about is meeting new people. Now everyone is there alone, like they've come alone, majority of them, and they're all willing to meet new people and they all want to meet new people, so everyone is up for meeting each other. So don't feel like you're not going to meet anyone, because I can promise you, you will make friends. You'll make friends on your course, you'll make friends in halls, you'll make friends in different halls and different floors. That's just how it is, and I've met the best people. And yeah, you obviously move into a house, then I'm living with people from halls that I met, and yeah, it's good. Meeting new people is really fun, especially because they don't know anything about you, so you're not like judged in any way, and you can just start fresh. Having freedom in the sense you can eat and do whatever the hell you want. You don't have your mum and dad looking over you with that disappointing look. She's jealous because she doesn't get any freedom and mum just feeds her the same food. Halls is like a really good step up from being mollycoddled at home to then moving into a house and just having like your own adult life. Because you are on your own, you have freedom in some sense, but you're not completely on your own. You can literally just like stay in bed and work. Like you can work from your bed, you can work with people in your flat. It's just a really good way to communicate, and people can help each other. Like I used to have girls from my course come over to my kitchen and we can all work together, and it's really good. Halls is so like communal and so friendly. I touched on it, but living in your pajamas, I lived in like loungewear and pajamas. Don't think people really ever saw me dressed. It's weird, but neither did I with other people. Like we'd always be in joggers and a top, like, and you'd see people maybe in the kitchen as you're crossing going to lectures, and you'd be like, oh, you do have a style other than your baggy joggers and baggy t-shirt, and you do have nice clothes. It's so comfy and so easy. Like there was countless times, like everyone says at uni you go to the shop in your pajamas, and I was like, there is no way I'm going to the shop in my pajamas. Like that is disgusting, just put on some clothes. But I definitely went to the shop in my pajamas. The other good thing about halls is that you have a cleaner, and you won't realise it until you move into like a house or whatever, that the cleaner actually really does help. We had a cleaner Monday to Friday. Weekends they didn't come in, but they used to clean all our hallway and the whole kitchen. And like even at weekends you'd realise the cleaner does do a good job. Like when we had prees of a weekend and you'd have to all get up in the morning and mop the floor and wipe the sides and clean everything up, it was an absolute nightmare. And someone takes out your bins, like it's like all done for you. Another good thing is that people are always around. Like you'll always go in and just text in your flat chat, and someone will always be there, come into the kitchen for a cup of tea or come to have dinner with you. People are always around, so you never feel too lonely. Obviously I touched on it that I did feel lonely and very homesick, which I did, and that was just at the start, but you get to know people, and it was so good having people just come in for a chat and a cup of tea after you've had a whole day of lecture, or organising to have dinner with your friends. It's just really nice, and so, I don't know, it's just so fun, and I'm really going to miss having dinner with about 8 people at a time, just because there's so much conversation, so much chat. I'm sad. Another good thing is that usually halls are quite close to uni and everything is there for you. You have your post there, you get an email when your post arrives, so you can go down and get it. The laundry room's there, your kitchen's there with a cleaner, you have your own little bedroom, your toilet. Like, I mean, I had an ensuite, so I was really lucky, but everything's there, but you still feel independent, and that's what I really loved about halls. I definitely love to go back into halls, but going to get a house because that's what everyone does. But halls were really fun. I really enjoyed halls. Overall, you'll have such a good experience, and yeah, your food will be missing, and the kitchen will be a state, and mould will grow, and you do some really gross things, but uni's so, like, halls were so fun. Like, just living independently was really good. And obviously if you like the social side of it, I've said that I'm not a heavy drinker, so I don't really go out a lot, but halls are so fun. Like, I know my flatmates, my friends really enjoyed going out all the time, and going out with loads of, in a big group of people at a time, and you'd always see people you knew in the club from your halls. So it's a really good experience. If you've got any questions about halls at all, just leave them down below, and I'll definitely answer them. Overall, I had such a good time in halls. I really hope you enjoyed this uni related video. I've got a few more uni related videos coming up, and then I should be done with that unless other people ask me to do anything otherwise. But anyone who's moving in the next week or so, good luck, you'll have the best time, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!